Questions and comments. The Honourable Government Deputy House Leader.
Madam Speaker, what we're seeing here is nothing more than a desperate attempt by Conservatives to deflect from what's really going on. You know, the Conservative leader brought in a motion into this House today and then barely even spoke to it, because he got the data moments ago, the data that he had been asking for. Not a report, but data. He got all that data, and the data didn't fit his narrative. Just like we're seeing the Conservative leader today going on about his newfound desire to be against a capital gains tax. For 2 months, Conservatives sat silent, wouldn't say a word about it. This leader wouldn't say a word about the capital gains tax. Now suddenly, after 2 months, we're expected to believe that he has suddenly come to the realization that this is going to be bad for Canadians. No. What he's trying to do is to tap into anxieties and fears of Canadians. What I want to know about this motion is, what is his plan for the environment? It can't be more than slogans about technology.
The Honourable Official Opposition House Leader. Official Opposition Leader.
Hard to figure out what part of that meandering, rambling rant to focus on, Madam Speaker. Let's start with the 2 months. Well, it was 2 months. The 2 months that went by were the time during which the minister refused to introduce any bill to actually apply her latest tax increase, or job-killing tax increase on home building, on houses, on health care, on small businesses, and on Canadians. She went 2 months. Why? Not because of some brilliant strategy, but because she didn't have any clue what she was doing. She didn't know how to write the rules that she had blurted out in her budget. And then she spent months flipping and flopping behind the scenes, telling doctors and high-tech investors and home builders that they might get an exemption if they were very nice and if their lobbyists sucked up enough. Finally, she introduced a bill, and within a day of its introduction, we stated our position on it. We're against this latest job-killing tax on Canadians.
Questions et commentaires.
Questions and comments. The Honourable Member for Beauport, Côte-de-Beaupré, Île-d'Orléans, Charlevoix. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Always very surprising to see the extent to which the Conservative leader stands up as if he's a god who can fix everyone's problems with a wave of his magic wand. Is the Conservative leader able to tell us, stop treating Quebecers like children? What choices will he make about mobility? And could the Conservative leader, if one day he were to become Prime Minister, would he commit to giving Quebec the necessary funds so that it can make its own choices and decide itself and make its own choices about mobility? Would he give that money with no conditions? The Honourable Leader of the Opposition, the only leader who's listening to people from Quebec's regions, including the 70% who are against the tramway. We know why. It's a giant white elephant, Madam Speaker. It's going to cost $11 billion. That means $28,000 for every family in the region. $28,000 for a project that is not going to serve the majority of people who live in the area. We should cut the waste, support projects which make good sense, like a third highway link, and fix the budget. That's not magic, as the member says. That's good common sense.